Okay, hey gun people, we're gonna do one on what to do in a robbery. If you're in a robbery, if you're in a place that's being taken over, I remember when I was working in a Sacramento area, if you look up on the internet the good guys shooting in Sacramento, man, that was a bad incident. Woo! These 3 or 4 Asian gang members went in there and just took the whole place hostage, and they had the place shut down. They had guns on everybody, and they told the cops they weren't coming in. So Sac Sheriff, which I think is a great agency, I love them, they're probably my favorite agency of all the agencies, federal and local I've ever worked with. Sac Sheriff is definitely tops. So they had this pretty big plan. They were going to blow a hole through the wall on the interiors, and they had cameras, and they had SWAT teams, and they did a pretty good job, but their plan kind of went to shit, like a lot of plans do. And when they fired around, what was supposed to happen is a sniper was supposed to shoot one of the guys at the door that was running, and they laid all the hostages in front of the door, so if the cops came in, they would have to climb over hostages or trip, or maybe shoot a hostage. So they laid all the people out, and this went on for a long time. And I think it was Good Guys. It might have been Circuit City. I don't know if either one of those stores are even still around. Big news stereo kind of type place. So plan was sharpshooter shoots. When he shoots and gets a good shot, he takes out one of the guys at the door with the gun. And then when he takes him out, the guys will come in the ear, the rear entry. They're going to flashbang, stun everybody, and take the other 2 guys out. Okay, well, you know what? Plans really go as planned. So he shoots through the window, and what they didn't take into consideration is the glass was pretty thick, and I think the angle that he was at, when he shot the guy straight, the bullet ricocheted enough off the glass to where it missed him. Well, so there goes the plan. Instead of this guy dropping, well, the guys who were coming in the back, they didn't have an alternate plan to say, wait for us to tell you to go before we shoot him, because the element of surprise, once that shot's fired, they got to get in there quick to stop these guys from killing. Because they said they were going to kill, I think they shot a couple people. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. So when they missed him, this guy just freaking, and I'm sure it's on a video somewhere on YouTube, he just starts running up and down on these people on the ground, shooting them. Bang, 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 and just he's capping them. And cops are trying to come in the front door, and they're trying to take him out in the front. It was a freaking disaster. I don't remember how many got killed, or if anybody got killed besides the bad guys. I'm pretty sure there was some people injured. I think one cop might have got shot. But, you know, when you talk about what to do if you're in a robbery, or what to do if you're in a hostage type situation, I'm a big guy. I'm always looking for a planned escape. I want distance. Most bad guys are not going to chase somebody. If you can get to a door and get out, they are not going to chase you, because you are not their primary concern. Their primary concern is the money or the hostages they have inside. So anytime you can make a break, you need to make that break. And yes, there's a risk involved. Yeah, you may get shot in the back. Yeah, they may shoot at you and miss. You know, you have to plan it at the right time. And some people's going to tell you to go ahead and cooperate. I think you ought to cooperate, or give the appearance of cooperation, while internally you're always having a plan. If I can get to that door, I'm out of here. If I can do this. Now, if you're a guy or somebody that you think you can take somebody out on, then you may be planning, I'm going to get this guy's gun. If he comes over here, you know, I'm going to be, from a cop's perspective, if I'm taking a hostage, I'm looking at the guy, how he's handling the gun. Is the gun on safe? I'm looking at the gun, his stance. Is he tactically sound? Is his finger on the trigger? Does he put the gun on safe and off safe, or is it hot and he got his finger on the trigger, so the gun's probably going to go off if I try to grab him? All those things are going to go on my plan before I jump on him. If I think I'm going to jump on him, and I know his finger's on the trigger, and I know it's going to shoot and it's on fire, then when I go for him, all I want to make sure is to get that gun to where it's not pointed for that first round, and then I can cause a jam, I can grab that gun, and then go in for the fight, whatever I got to do. But I'm not saying everybody's going to do that. And, you know, but your plan is always looking for opportunity. Have a plan that if this happens, what am I going to do? You know, a lot of people want to sit in there, and I know I'm going to get some hate mail from my religious people, but they want to pray. And there's an old saying about praying. If you're drowning in the middle of the ocean and you want to pray, you can pray, but you better swim, or you're going to drown while you're praying. So, to me, you save your prayers for later. And this time, I'm looking for exits. How many guys? What are their weaknesses? Are they giving me routines? Am I timing how soon they come by? Are they checking on us? How does, if somebody has to go to the bathroom, are they handling it? Are people pissing on themselves? You know, if people are pissing on themselves, then I might piss on myself. You know, they're less likely to grab me as a hostage if I'm full of urine and shit dripping out my pants. You know, they're probably not going to grab me to drag me outside because they don't want to touch me. So if they're not taking anybody and it's gone a long time and people are pissing on themselves, then you know what? That may be a benefit. But again, everything you do, you need to start thinking and evaluating your guys and your enemy and understanding them and realizing that there's probably a plan being made to hit this place. And when it hits, you don't want to jump up and run. Because if you do, well, you may want to jump up and run. I don't know. The problem with hostage situations, when cops come in, everybody's a bad guy until we prove different. So when we come in, it's not going to be like, hey, come on, I'll get you out of here. Because I don't know if you're a bad guy, you're working with them, or you connected with them with the Stockholm Syndrome, and now you kind of sympathize with these guys, and you think I'm a bad guy because I'm going to kill them. And I don't know if you're going to help me or try to distract me or try to talk me out of doing my job. So when cops come in, they treat everybody as a suspect. Well, obviously, if the cops are coming in and you're not a chance of getting shot, you can just hunker down and cover up. I'd cover up, tuck my head, go into fetal, whatever, cover my head with my hands, and wait for somebody to grab me or touch me. But if I know the cops are coming in this door, and I've been eyeballing this back door that they're not looking, and I know the door's not locked from the outside, and I know it's an exit, then the first chance I get, I'm running out that door. Now the problem with that is when you run out a door, you need to realize if the cops have set up a perimeter and they're out there, when you come out, they don't know if you're friend or foe. So you want to make sure, hold your hands up, run to an officer, get away from that door, and tell them I'm a hostage, and then get on the ground because they're going to be hollering at you. Get on the ground, you're going to stop, show your hands, turn around, get on the ground. And me personally, I ain't getting on the ground by the door I just ran out of. You can holler at me all day, and if you're going to shoot me, well then you got to shoot me. But my hands are going to be up. I'm going to be yelling, off duty, don't shoot, cop, let me get out of here, I'm a good guy. So I'm not stopping by the door. But once I get away from the door and I'm behind a car, if they want me to go to the ground so they can pat me and make sure I'm a good guy, fine, I'll go down and I'll play the game. But my main plan while I'm in there is I'm looking for weaknesses and opportunities. Now, when you're in a plane and the thing is hijacked, you don't have a lot of options because you can't run. So you really only have two options. Well, I don't know, you might have a couple, I'm sure there's other options. But you either can sit there and do nothing or you can act and try to stop the guys. I mean, there's not a whole bunch more. Could you tell everybody to put their seat, if I was in a small plane, there was only 10 people, and I could tell everybody, hey man, put your seatbelts on, I'm going to pop this freaking door in the back, we're going to decompress this plane. You know, then if we could do it and I could hang on and strap myself in somewhere to where I can grab that door, then I may pop the door. That may make the plane, it's going to mess up the terrorists. It's going to mess their plan up. Let the plane depressure. I mean, I'll do just about anything, but I'm not going to sit there and just go, well, you know, they got us. We'll just listen and see how it plays out. That's just not me. Now, other people are pissed off say, that damn crazy guy, Rick, he screwed it all up when he did something. Well, you know what? What Rick did do is just sit there and go, I'll let the bad guys run this thing and I'll just be a participant. No, that ain't happening. So, in a robbery, there was a robbery in Vallejo one time. We went and these women tried to be nice and cooperate, and we ended up pulling a security tape and they beat the shit out of these women. We found them tied up in a corner. They were grabbing their tits and grabbing their crotches and sexually assaulting them, and you know, 3 or 4 black guys with masks, and they robbed the store, and they could have left, but they didn't. They wanted to tie them up. They wanted to get some free fills in, and I mean, the women were cooperative. Would they have shot him? I don't know. My experience, a lot of guys that come in with guns, their guns are either dirty, they're not familiar with it, they've never shot it because they don't want to waste ammo, they didn't load it right, or the safety's on. So there's all kind of problems with bad guys that aren't familiar with their gun. But again, I'm kind of trained to see that, and I can evaluate pretty quickly if a guy understands his gun and knows his gun. And I can tell pretty quick, no matter what gun you got in your hand, whether it's on safe, whether it's on fire. You know, I can't really see if there's a round in the chamber. I can see if there's one afterwards. But if I'm looking right down the barrel and there's the right light, I'll be able to see that bullet down the end of that chamber. I mean, if you want to get one of your guns out and look down and put a round on it, you'll be like, all right, you shouldn't do that. It's a laser. Well, whatever. I mean, you can see a bullet if you look down there. Put a blank in there if you want to and look down it. If the light's right, you can tell there's a bullet in the chamber. But, you know, it's hard to say what to do. You know, I had another guy who was, he was in a bank when he got robbed, and he was a teller, and he was cooperating, but he was a little slower. He dropped some money, and a guy didn't like it, so he took his gun, he hit him in the head and busted his ear. Well, I mean, was the guy being cooperative? He was trying to be cooperative, but he messed up. So there's no guarantee if you're in a robbery or something whether you're going to get hurt, not get hurt. Is there a right way and is there a wrong way? You know, it's kind of like running in a burning building. If you save somebody and get out, you're a hero. If you run in there and get killed, you're a dummy for running in there. So in a robbery, whatever you do, if it works, good job. If it doesn't, you get killed, well, you know what? It is what it is. You tried something. So cooperate, don't cooperate, give the appearance of cooperation, always have a plan. Where am I going to go? Where's the nearest exit? Can I get away? Do I want to make myself an attention to the bad guys? You know, hostage taking was really big in the 80s, 70s, 80s. That's when it really got big. I remember all my training in the military was about terrorism, anti-terrorism, this, you know, hitting buildings and stuff, Stockholm Syndrome, all the things that were big for terrorist activities. Now it kind of went away, but I think it's coming back. The more we get these poor refugees, terrorist Muslims in here, undocumented from any other country in the world, you know, I can't go freaking drive anywhere. I can't do anything without an ID. But somehow these guys have come across the border with no ID, no passport, no nothing, and everything's fine. They're getting money. So as this thing winds up and this country continues to be in this liberal spiral, and everybody says, that's not a liberal, that's progressive. Liberal and progressive, no difference to me. And I'll do a video on my definition of what a liberal, progressive, Republican, conservative, left, right wing. I'll do a little video on that, but it's just my perspective. It's all relative. Everybody else can have different definitions of that. So robbery, I think violent crime is going to continue to move up. I think, depending on the city you live in and the circumstances you're in, remember, more people, more crime. That's just the way it is. People in the country, out living in farmland, etc., whole lot less crime. I mean, you know, I don't lock my doors. My keys are always in my cars. I have guns laying around. I mean, if somebody wants to break into my house, they ain't going to have to work that hard. So, but I have neighbors that kind of, everybody looks out and there's a strange car, and who's that car? And they call me, hey man, some car just pulled in your driveway. Okay, thanks. So, you know, depending on where you live, but you can be anywhere and, you know, go to the store and have a takeover robbery. If some dude's robbing a grocery store, I am not staying in that grocery store. Grocery stores usually have nice big exits on both sides. If I'm armed, then I may stay in there because I'll pull a gun and try to get a shot on a guy. But if I'm not armed, my gun's in my car, I'm getting the hell out of that building. And if the suspect is on this end, I'm going to work my way to the other end, and then I'm going out that freaking door. And all you're going to see is assholes and elbows, and I'm going to be heading out that door. Now, you know, people will tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should, you know, liberals, they're all into women cooperating. Blow your whistle, piss on yourself, and cooperate with them. You don't want to resist because that'll just make them mad. You know what? I don't care if they're mad. They're making me mad if I'm raping some woman, but, you know, I really just don't, I can't have a good explanation. Again, everything always comes down in tactics of situational awareness. Are you aware of where you're at and what's going on? If you're aware, then you've kind of got an idea where the doors are, where the exits are. Can I jump through an area? Where the bathroom? Can I get in the bathroom and lock the door? Is there a window in the bathroom? When I go to the bathroom, I always look for a window. I'm always, when I take a leak, I'm glancing around like, if shit hit the fan, there were shots fired right now, I wonder what would happen. And I'm standing here looking around. And, you know, I mean, because it's just normal for me that I do that. Most people don't do that. So try to get in the habit of situational awareness so you have this plan. So when something does happen, it's not like, you know, you go from your white zone, I'm eating my peach cobbler in my safe place, to holy shit, somebody just got shot and there's guys with guns in here and I don't know shit about where I'm at. I don't know where the exits are. I don't even know where the hell I came in. All I know is I just wasted my freaking peach cobbler and now I'm on the ground and people are screaming. So don't get caught in that situation. Don't go from your white zone to your black zone of panic. Always be moving along that yellow and orange zone, kind of like, where's my exits, where am I, if I had to get out of here right now, if something, all throughout the day, when I'm at an intersection, when I'm anywhere, something happened right now. There was an incident, and I'll go into another video, but I was getting gas the other day, and it was kind of funny, but anyway, So that's on what to do during a robbery. I don't know if I gave you any help. Hopefully I did. I'll answer questions in the comments.